Just when Gary's taking some soup.
Finished. I'm finished.
All right.
Just in time. Oh, I feel human again.
Oh, good. How do we go with our lessons for the week?
Robert just came in like a servant with his head down going, took my dish to wash it.
Can we
Hi,
meme
Robert.
that?
I, I would normally say, out, slave. But you guys would not have understood.
It's okay
It's a
with
joke. It's
us.
an ongoing joke.
That's great.
Um, I'll start that roll. I did next to nothing because I didn't take my lesson with me on my trip. And I
Ah.
left like at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning. And I'm like, I can't remember what my lesson was. So I kind of just picked be of service, Gary. Just be of service. So
Yeah, that's
that's
a
what
good
I
one.
ran with.
Yeah.
That's what I ran with.
Mm. Mine
Because it
was
can't be naughty.
mine was walking in the light and do not see the dark companions, for they are not fit companions for the Son of God, who was created of light and in light. And I feel like I did pretty well. I feel like
Yay.
the people that normally trigger me didn't even seem to appear, even though I know they were around, but they're just not on my radar. So all
Mm,
good. And I think
that's
also it was like the dark companions also can just be the thoughts and habits that we have as well. So I was paying attention to them. Probably less
Huh.
successful with them actually, but still a little bit of movement there.
That's awesome.
yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I had that same one, but I've been sort of more seeing the dark as necessary for the light. And
You
yeah,
mean as a
so
contrast?
yeah,
Hmm.
very much. Although, yeah, the dark companions is like, yeah, we don't want to hang out with them too much.
No.
But
Take the lesson.
shining in the
Bye-bye.
dark.
Mm.
Mm,
Well, I had the weirdest experience on Saturday. I went into work with my client. It was a very intense, time with them, and I felt off. Like I felt like I don't have the energy. I can't think clearly. I feel muddled, and I mean, I got through the sessions really well, and they got a lot of value, blah blah. But I didn't feel it at all. I felt like my energy was about instead of four cylinders, I was running on two. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't snap myself out of it. When I was sitting in my hotel room that night, I kept thinking, I can't go in there again with that same level of energy. Like, what the heck was that, or is that? Because it still felt the same. And then I thought, oh, it's spirit attachment. And then I heard in my mind, it said there's a demonic attachment, which ties right into our dark companions.
Mm.
Um, and I can generally get rid of stuff really easy. I could not get rid of this.
Hmm.
It was like on my right side of my body, and it was just like dense, and it wouldn't go. And so I had to do it several times to clear myself. And then it cleared. I could feel the energy lifting off of me. And literally, it was like night and day. It was like night and day. So those of
Hmm.
you that I've trained in the spirit detachment process, do not underestimate its value because it is something you need to resurrect, memorize, learn how to do, and then do it on yourself. Because I was a little freaked out because I don't ever get attachments. When you're working with people that have done some inappropriate things, it can
Hmm.
oftentimes be transferred onto you.
Hmm.
So
Right. Right.
yeah, just be aware.
Mm. That's good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe, how did you go?
Um, I wrote up, I invite the Holy Spirit into me as my guest to lighten up my reality and perception of this world around me. His peace surrounds me powerfully yet silently.
That's
No
nice,
real
Joe.
Nice.
big like epiphanies though. Just was able to repeat this a few times during the week and it gave me great feels and all that. So yeah, well, keep that
Ha-
close by.
Have you guys noticed that when you really ask for something, like you really pray, you
Mm,
get it? Like you get not for something, but a state of mind, and you ask
hmm
for help, you start to feel an upliftment by the asking.
hmm
Good for you,
hmm
Joe.
That's great.
And Gary,
Very
this
good.
kind of came out of last week as well. I don't know why I wrote it down, but maybe this was for you. The light of God fills me, and with his light, I cast out all dark energies. So I don't know if that was supposed to be for you last week or not.
I like it. I'll
I
take
didn't know
it.
why I wrote it.
I generally
Yeah.
don't have dark energies around me, but the work I was doing this weekend, there was some dark shit floating around. So it was good that it went to the right place.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lady Linda, how did you go? You're muted, by the way, too.
Sorry, I've got unstable internet here. I'm just trying to change that.
Mm.
Um, so mine was turn toward the light for the little spark in you, part of a light so great that it can sweep you out of all darkness forever. Um, I've been very busy this week because Swabby came back from Indonesia on cleaning the house, doing a deep clean. I've been very proud of myself. So, yes, maybe I have been blocking out the darkness because I've lightened the house up with this beautiful cleaning job that I did.
Mm, mm.
And that sounds pretty pathetic, really, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
No, not at all.
No.
Cleansing is like cleansing the outside, definitely. I feel so much
hmm
lighter after I've cleaned the house,
Mm.
Absolutely.
or even just a corner.
Yeah, it's like you cleaned out something out of yourself, like your exterior
Yeah,
reflects what the interior is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend who wanted a diffuser, and I said, "Look, I have so many, I don't know. I don't even know how many I've got." So that inspired me to actually clean the shelves where all my diffusers are. So,
Ah, good.
and I found some other little gifts in there, so that was good. Cleaning's great. And there goes Linda's perception, internet.
Yeah, you got booted.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
Jane, birthday girl, did you even bring your notebook with you on your
No,
holiday?
no, I didn't. And but it's been a great week. Of course, I think most people are very nice to you around your birthday. So I'm loving everybody and they're loving me and it's a love fest and let's do it. Yeah. So, but I did have an interesting thing happen to me. I don't I don't right now have an enhanced license, and I knew I didn't, and I thought it wouldn't be that hard within a 2 weeks time to get one. Well, I was wrong. Anyways, get on go to through TSA the screening, and they were like, "Okay, well that's fine. Go over there." They said, "Oh, put your hands out." Well, they put some kind of chemical on your hands and they kind of scrub because they're looking for bomb residue,
Oh gosh.
right? And
Only in America.
Mm.
exactly. Well, within 5 minutes, I start to have a chemical reaction. I start to have a reaction to whatever they put on my hands. I get really hot. My hands are like burning hot. I just feel the heat going into my chest and my neck and my face. And then I start to shake, and it was like, oh my God, this can't be happening to me. It went on for several hours. And luckily, it did calm down. But I felt awful. I felt awful. So I'm leaving tomorrow to go back, and I've got all the documentation with. They didn't ask to see it, and I didn't think anything of when they said put your hands out. I thought, sure, maybe I'm gonna put it under a light or what. I don't, so so hopefully when I fly out tomorrow, I'll be. I have, as I said, all my documentation, my birth certificate, my social security card. I've even got I brought a year of my tax returns, signed, and a lot of different things. So we'll see. But it was an experience. It really was an experience, and I get it. But in the same respect, I don't know. Do you have to go through any of that in where you live outside the U.S.? No.
Not yet.
It's
Yeah.
It's
coming.
coming, 10th of December.
It is?
Things
Okay.
are going to change on the 10th of December.
Why is that?
All the digital ID and everything, it's all changing.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
They've advertised it as to identify children 16 and under, but it's going to change for all of us. It's terrible stuff.
Digital
Yeah.
currency will take over the dollars as
That's
well,
what they're
and
that's what
in
they're
the
wanting to do.
next year as
Uh,
well. They're putting it all in place in the US with all the banks in the different countries. So we're going to see a lot of change in the next couple of years for sure. Money's going to
Yep.
change, everything's going to change.
Yep.
Yeah. That's amazing to me, though, that they can spray you with chemicals without your
Mm.
consent. That's like
Mm.
against human
no, and
rights.
and after he did it, I looked at him. I said, "What was that for?" And he said, "Well, we're just testing for bomb residue, explosive residue on your hands." It's like, it's 2025.
Yeah.
I fly 3 times a year, every year, most of my life. You must have a data bank. I don't even have a speeding ticket on my license.
Mm.
I'm almost 70 years old. It's like, do I fit the profile? It's like, I don't know.
Well, one
But
thing you should do, Linda, is present all your information, have it ready, and say, I had a terrible allergic reaction to the
yes,
chemicals you placed on my hands. I do not want those
yes.
chemicals placed on me again because
No,
I almost passed out and I was sick for 3 hours or something, whatever length of time it was.
right, right. Oh, I felt awful. And there was a PA on the plane who came to me and spoke with me, and we determined I wasn't going into a true anaphylaxis, but and then a nurse came by and she said, well, maybe you're just having a panic attack. I said, no, I know I'm not, because I love to fly. And but so yeah, you're right. I have my ducks in order, and I should have been a little bit more assertive.
Yeah,
I was
don't do
taken
it
by
this time.
surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
So thank
don't
you.
be compliant this time.
Mm-mm. No, no, no.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shall
Right.
we?
Yes, let's. Um,
Get my post-its ready.
yes. Okay, number 6 is what we're up to. Here we go. Gary, you want to start us off?
I do. The children of light cannot abide in darkness, for darkness is not in them. Do not be deceived by the dark comforters. Never let them enter the mind of God's Son, for they have no place in his temple. When you are tempted to deny him, remember that there are no other gods to place before him, and accept his will for you in peace. You cannot accept it otherwise.
What are the dark comforters?
I do not know.
Isn't it about people who present negative, those negative people around you, the negative situations that we sometimes find ourselves in?
Mm-hmm.
How I took it was alcohol, drugs,
Mm.
seeking
Yeah.
meaningless sex, um, those type of comforters.
Okay.
That's how
Mm.
I kind of
Right.
interpreted it.
Right.
And even our little voice, our little ego voice.
Yeah, that gives us a false sense of
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
Right.
That could
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
dark comforter for sure.
Mm-hmm. Got it. That's pretty clear then. Do we need to break that one down?
Not for
Mm-hmm.
It's a
me.
bit shaky. Number seven's a big one. All right, shall I read that one as the usual pattern? Okay.
Yeah,
Only God's comforter can comfort you. In the quiet of his temple, he waits to give you the peace that is yours. Give his peace that you may enter the temple and find it waiting for you. But be holy in the presence of God, or you will not know that you are there. For what is unlike God cannot enter his mind, because it was not his thought and therefore does not belong to him. And your mind must be as pure as his if you would know what belongs to you. Guard carefully his temple, for he himself dwells there and abides in peace. You cannot enter God's presence with the dark companions beside you, but you also cannot enter alone. All your brothers must enter with you, for until you have accepted them, you cannot enter. For you cannot understand wholeness unless you are whole, and no part of the Son can be excluded if he would know the wholeness of his Father.
Very comforting. No pun intended on the word comforting. But
Was that comforting? I didn't really find it comforting. I sort of thought, oh no, if there's people I haven't forgiven, then I can't be with God.
Mm, yep.
mm,
Just like that one lesson I think that we read about a month ago where it says any attack takes prevents me from having all I want,
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
which I thought was really simple and and beautiful, and it's true.
Yeah.
When I found my lesson this week in my notes, I also saw another point, and I think it was actually Gary's point. Forgive the things you are judging, or forgiveness is self-forgiveness. And I thought, oh, maybe that would have been a good lesson. But I
Yeah.
feel like this is what, and I could imagine I was thinking of people that I don't have positive thoughts about. And this is exactly about that. I feel it's that I need to forgive those people for whatever. And
Yeah.
in that, I'm forgiving myself, and that will allow me to walk hand in hand with my brother.
Mm.
One of the things I've been attempting to do is I can't go to the place to define forgiveness because for me, forgiveness presupposes someone did something wrong. So
Mm.
what what I've been attempting to do is look at people from the perspective of they are in that symphony of life, they are playing the perfect instrument at the perfect time, at the perfect pitch, in the perfect way, regardless of what it is. And I can love the symphony. I don't have to necessarily, enjoy the individual players, but I don't have to condemn them for sure. So if I do that, if I just take it to everything as an expression of God, then I feel freer. I guess that's the word. And I read this beautiful thing of Richard Greer. He is a good friend of the Dalai Lama, and he shared what the Dalai Lama told him about raising children. And it was the number one thing is to train your children to be kind. Kind to the insect kingdom, kind to the animal kingdom. Train them, teach them to be kind. And that then
Mhm.
makes their heart stronger. And I thought, how simple, how beautiful, and how true. So, just random acts of kindness, um, I think is a path unto itself. I think it softens us. For me, it makes me less judgmental, and it
Mhm.
makes me less frustrated with how people show up in the world.
Mm. Yep.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I saw an interview with Richard Gere, and he was talking about the Dalai Lama. And I think what I admire so much is that here he is, the so called good looking, handsome star guy. And when he talks about the Dalai Lama, um, there's no ego. He's just he's just talking. You sense that he's just trying to get he's trying to elevate himself in his life, and so he's become a true student. And it's nice to see that we have people to look to who, they've maybe made their millions and they've had their accolades to the hilt, but when it all comes down to is the simplicity. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That was a good reminder for me.
Mhm.
Mm. I feel like the dark companions is not people because at the end of the day, if we're not judging and we don't need to forgive, then everyone, as you said, is playing their part in the symphony perfectly. So the dark companions are not people because they're our brothers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and even the people that trip us up or trigger us, are there for our betterment because they're there to point out what it is we need healing about. So being triggered is simply a sign, and it's informing us of what healing needs to take place.
I'll say this because some of us have experienced really, really challenging relationships and ones where another person was persecuting you and actively attempting to do you harm. That has
Mm-hmm.
happened in my life before. And the only thing that ever got me through something like that is, and I know I've given this before, but it is the only thing that has worked. I can say I forgive them till the cows come home, but inside I don't. I'm still pissed. I'm hurt more than anything else. I'm hurt that
Mm-hmm.
someone would do that. And the only thing that I've ever been able to switch, and it's very much what the Course in Miracles talks about, is I had to sit and meditate, contemplate that person till I could see the soul in them as the same as the soul in me, and I could love their soul. I don't have to love the personality because I didn't. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I say to myself, I forgive you for all the what your ego has done, those terrible things that you did, it's not true to me. It's actually a lie. I'm hurt, I'm pissed, I'm upset. People like that scare me because I think they're capable of anything. And I'm like, no, I can't move past my own pain to forgive. But what I can do is visualize them, contemplate the soul inside of them till I can love the soul. And when I can do
Mm-hmm.
that, then all the rest of it just melts away. That stuff didn't matter. Do I want to hang out with them and have a cup of tea? Oh, hell no. But can I love the soul and recognize that their soul is exactly like me? Their personality is nothing but a reaction to the lack of love they experienced in their life. Do I want to be around it? No. But can I
Mm-hmm.
love the soul inside of them? I've experienced being able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Only once, but I have. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's an important distinction because I know when I first read these things about, oh, love your brother, you won't get to heaven unless you love your brother. I'm like, and my ego is saying, you know, people are too screwed up to love them. It's like I can't love all these people, like they're crazy. And then if I go
Mm-hmm.
to my soul and the oneness between us all, then
Mm-hmm.
I can love that. I don't have to love the behavior, but I can see the oneness in another person, not because of anything other than I understand that the same spark that animates my body animates theirs. And that's, if I focus on that, I can reach a place of love.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, but that's
Oh
the
yeah.
only thing at this point in my life that I can figure out to do.
Yeah.
Because
No, it's.
quite authentically, I don't love a lot of people. I don't even like a lot of people, but I
Mm-hmm.
can get to that place where I can love the soul that is that person, that is the
Mm-hmm.
animating principle of that person. And
Mm.
that
I think
that
That's excellent.
spares me my own sense of being a fraud because I don't want to say, oh yes, I forgive them and forgiveness is the way. It's like sometimes boundaries are the way, and sometimes
Mhm.
excluding them are the way. And sometimes all I have to do is just focus on the love that's inside of them, and then I can reach the love inside of me.
Right.
But I'm not going to
Right.
lie to
Yeah.
myself, and that feels
Okay.
right, at least
That's
for
Yeah.
me.
very, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Gary.
Well, except for the lie is that they're wrong and that they're not lovable. Um, they're just so buried in life and spiritually buried, that they can't. That they're blind. They're dem. They're deaf, dumb, and blind. But as you say, it's but then there's boundaries, because we are human. I think I always loved when Louise Hay had a way of helping people through, kind of similar to what you were saying, Gary. And it's she would say, I want you to imagine the person that has hurt you the most. See them as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. Picture them right now as that child, that, and probably a trembling child who is so lost and so in the dark, and so, and continue to, look at that person as that scared child. And I think I have used that in the past, and it has helped me. And even of late, being here in Florida, I was just, kind of in a hurry off the plane. Okay, got to go to the grocery store. Got to get this, that. And I'm putting stuff on the conveyor belt, and there's someone in front of me, and she had like maybe 4 more items. And I think she looked at me like, don't go so fast. You're putting things on the conveyor belt. And she just gave me this nasty look, and her face looked, she was so expressionless, and she looked vacant, you know? And I didn't like how I felt inside, because I wanted to go say something like, "Are you having that bad of a life the way you, because you look like you are," or something like that. But that's pretty small of me. And what's interesting is that I found myself bothered by the fact that I was bothered by her. Um, and then I was like, no, no, we can thank her, because you've got some work to do. And that's all we can say, you know? Um, yeah.
Um, for me, Gary, that what you've been saying about, and I've been getting that a lot with you can't necessarily love the personality, but you can look further into the soul. And I feel that this is what they're talking about. That's your brother. The soul is the brother, not the
Yeah,
personality.
Right,
not the
right.
And
person.
that's what we're walking hand in hand in
Yep,
with, not the personality.
Yeah.
yep. I've only been able to do this for a few minutes a day, but once in a while I can get blissed out thinking that God's all around me in a variety of myriad forms. And then I can get, to this momentary bliss state. And then, of course, it goes away. But I keep thinking, what if all day I could be there? I would
Mm,
create for myself, anyways, a heaven on earth, because I see God everywhere. There'd be no separation. And that
mm,
would be amazing. And personally, I think, and I could be wrong, but personally, this is what I think Course in Miracles is orbiting around. How do we constantly see the Lord in all things so that we create a heaven on earth for
mm-hmm.
ourselves? If enough people do it, but that would be a pretty amazing way to walk through this. Otherwise, oh, should I say it? Okay, I'll say it. Otherwise, this cesspool of separation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I'm thinking.
Mm.
But let's keep reading, gang.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Who wants to read number 8? It's a short one, and
Yeah,
it's
I'll
the end
do
of
it.
the section.
Go for it, Carly.
Mhm. In your mind, you can accept the whole sonship and bless it with the light your Father gave it. Then you will be worthy to dwell in the temple with him, because it is your will not, because it is your will not to be alone. God blessed his Son forever. If you will bless him in time, you will be in eternity. Time cannot separate you from God, if you use it on behalf of the eternal.
Can I just say, I'm really glad we're at the end of that little chapter. I really am.
Yeah, I usually the last paragraph's all really good, and that one's like
Yeah.
not as good in my
Yeah.
judgments.
Is anyone affected by, and then you will be worthy to dwell in the temple with him?
I am
The worthy thing.
Mm.
I'm not, because I don't think that we could dwell in a place where we still have we're a place where there is no judgment, and be in that place with judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sounds like everyone wants to move on then.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Part 4, the inheritance of God's Son. Who wants to read number 1?
I
I
will.
will. Oh, you go, Jane. You go, birthday
Oh,
girl.
okay. All righty. Never forget that the sonship is your salvation, for the sonship is your self. As God's creation, it is yours, and belonging to you, it is His. Your self does not need salvation, but your mind needs to learn what salvation is. You are not saved from anything, but you are saved for glory. Glory is your inheritance, given you by your Creator, that you might extend it. Yet, if you hate part of yourself, all your understanding is lost, because you are looking on what God created as yourself without love. And since what He created is part of Him, you are denying Him His place in His own altar.
Hmm. I love that one line says, "Glory is your inheritance given you by your Creator that you might extend it."
Mm,
That's why it's really difficult to hate any part of the creation.
right, right, yeah. And isn't it interesting that it didn't go on to say after that, yet if you hate part of yourself, all your understanding is lost. So often I feel in religious readings, it'll say, yet if you hate your brother, all is lost. But it's like, no, I feel like one of the things that we do, and we take it as like just second nature, that we even, I feel like comics, a comic on stage would make fun of him or herself and then make fun of others and, like maybe in a degrading way. And we're so used to, oh yeah, no, I would never win that, have that, be that. It's like, why not? Why not? Why can't glory be your inheritance? Why can't you think so well of yourself? That you are part of the creator and that you might extend it. Um,
Well, you know,
is
when
it?
we think, I'm sorry, Jane, I thought you were done.
No, I was gonna. No, yeah, I was just saying. Isn't that one of the worst atrocities that we can? We talk about war and war against and killing others or perpetrating others or human trafficking, and it's about others. Well, what about the war we declare on ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm. But what I was going to say doesn't need to be said. So I will not say it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm I'm feeling a little bit of peace with the statement, yourself does not need salvation, but your mind needs to learn what salvation is. And it's kind of like what we've been talking about personality and soul as well. It's like we're doing all this work just for our mind, but we're already okay.
Yeah.
We're already there. It's just our mind that needs to do the work
Hmm.
to come
Hmm.
along on the journey.
Yeah.
And maybe
Well,
shortcut all the all the
our
little
mind can spin out a world that causes karma so that our souls become more bound. So our mind has to begin to slowly wake up. We are like pure unconditional ecstatic love, like in this very instant. But because we think we're here, and because we think we're our bodies and our personalities and our history and our narratives, we don't experience it as ecstatic love. We experience because our focus is our prayer. We're too busy, I'll speak for myself. I'm too busy masticating on what I want to create for next year. And will
Hmm.
this training work? And I'm going to launch the TMRT in Africa, and will that fly? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, none of this matters. Ultimately, at the end of the day, absolutely zero of it matters. It's like I have to extend love beyond my fear, my sense of separation, and my scarcity. If I don't do that, none of it is worth anything. So if we thought about what are we individually so concerned about, like what is our minds spending a great deal of its time thinking about, dwelling on, fearing? For me, it always comes down to this one thing for me. I am constantly proving to myself that God is watching over me, that I'm being guided and that I'm protected. Because when I get fearful, because my whole background was about scarcity and lack and abandonment and all those things, that when those patterns show up, am I knowing that I'm always cared for? More so than I ever have before at any other point in my life. I know that, but it's not 100%. That's for sure.
Hmm.
So if each of us thought, what are the things that we're individually really like our mind is separated, we're focusing on fear and scarcity or what's going to happen in 5 years in the economy and all that. Are we, what are those thoughts actually saying? They're fundamentally saying, I'm not cared for. and God is powerless in the wake of Trump, or whatever the hell he's got to do, but or the world economy. And it's absolutely a lie. So personally, um, I'm going to work on that, that I'm always watched over.
We're going to have to, that's going to have to be our last one because it's 5 minutes too. So I'll stop
Oh,
sharing already. Well, that last statement is my lesson. Yourself does not need salvation, but your mind needs to learn what salvation is.
Mm.
Mine is be holy in the presence of God, or you will not know that you are there.
Mm.
And mine is never forget that the sonship is your salvation, for the sonship is yourself.
Mm.
I have the same one, Linda.
Mm.
and mine is in your mind, you can accept the whole sonship and bless it with the light of your Father.
I was looking at that one, Gary, and then I thought, no, it's just not strong enough for what I'm needing today for myself. Mm.
Good.
Joe?
I'm going to keep last week's. I invite the Holy Spirit into me as my guest to lighten up my path, or to lighten up my reality and perception of this world around me. His peace surrounds me powerfully, yet silent.
That's a beauty one.
Yeah.
Mm. Very nice.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Now
thank you.
I might not be here. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be here next week, and maybe not the week after. But anyway, I'll see you when I see you.
Okie
It,
Are
dokie.
you are you
it's
going someplace nice?
I'm going to Bendigo in Victoria. Some friends are having their wedding party 11 years after they got married.
Love it.
it's a possibility I
Yeah.
won't be able to be here next week either because it's the week of Thanksgiving and we're not 100% sure what we're going to do.
Yep.
So we may be doing a road trip. So I just wanted to let everybody know that too.
Mm.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Okay, gang, you stay
sounds
out of
good.
Cool.
trouble. I
Thank
may
you,
see you
Ah,
buddy.
next week
Love you
and I
all.
may see you the week after.
mwah.
Okay.
Bye, gang.
Bye,
Love
Bye.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.